Our speaker is Dorine, and her topic is Whoa Girl, the Grow Girl. Hey, so you go, girl.
All right. My name is Dorine. I'm a very grateful recovering addict.
Hey, Dorine.
And it's truly good to be here. You know, you get what you need when you need it. But I don't know where these kids keep coming up with these damn topics. Whoa girl, the grow girl. Whatever that means. I know what it means. You know. But they say you get what you really need at these meetings. And I'm so glad that I did come. To be honest with you, I really didn't feel like coming up here. You know, I did not want to come. I'd rather have stayed home in my bed with my head covered up. That's where I've been at for a few 24 hours. Because I've been going through some little changes. And I just didn't feel like being bothered, you know. But I thank God for this program. And I thank God for the people that I'm surrounded by that would not let me isolate. So I'm here to tell you, no matter how long you be around here, shit happens. Sometimes I feel like I wish I didn't have no damn program, because I want to get good and crazy sometimes. But because I do have a program, and because you all have instilled so much in me, that I got to do what I don't want to do. And I thank God for that. But when I stepped into this room this evening, I got just what I needed. It was right on time. Talk about it. And I thank God for that. I haven't found it necessary to pick up any hard drugs in over about 28 years. Right. But that's not when I count my clean time. Because after I stopped using drugs, like we go from one extreme to the other, I started drinking real heavy. And back there in D.C., they did not have N.A. in the town at that time. And what I did, I started drinking real heavy. And when I stopped drinking is when I started counting my clean time, which was in 74 sometime. So I count my clean time as being 20 years. This is when I really clean myself out and begin to start going to work. Because like we all say, if I could get me a good job, a good man, some money in my pocket, apartment, a car, I'd be all right. No, nothing now but working on the inside. That's all I need, just these things to have me looking good, you know, let y'all know I'm doing all right. Well, I happen to accomplish a pretty good job, a nice apartment, a little bank account, car, and I even got the goddamn man. But there was still something that was missing in my life. I had this void that I just didn't know how to feel. So how do I begin to start feeling this void? Well, one thing about it, when you come in here, we don't know what the hell's wrong with us. All we know is that we use it. I just stay high. I stayed high because I didn't like to feel. I didn't like to, to rock the boat. You understand me? I mean, if you say, well, Dorine, oh, fuck it, that's all right, I don't feel. Dorine, you got to feel. Hell no, I ain't got to feel it. Feel riding up to here. I just didn't want to shake the boat. I didn't know how to talk to people. The way I used to talk, hey, motherfucker, how you doing? Fuck you, bitch, I'm It's no good. But when you come to me and say, oh, it's a beautiful day today. What's wrong with you? Oh, you look nice in that dress. So what, motherfucker? Remember they come to me one time and they told me, they say, damn, they was getting ready to start World War, I don't know, 3 or 4, whatever it was. That's when Kennedy was president. And they said that Kennedy was getting ready to blow up the Pigger Bays. I said, what the hell is that? I'd nod through the whole goddamn thing. They get ready to blow up the world. Oh, but Castro now. What the fuck you do? Who in the fuck is Castro? Then we had a hurricane that come through D.C. and took all the tops off the houses and overturned the cars and everything. I got to think, what the fuck happened now? I was sick. Truly sick. Didn't know how to talk about no feelings or anything. But what happened is that things begin to happen to me. I begin to start getting these raw feelings. Things be twisting and turning, you know, the things that happen that you just don't want to deal with, you want to run away from, you know. And I begin to pray, and I begin to ask God to please help me. Because from this point, I didn't know what to do. Because I knew how to stop using, but I never knew how to stay stopped. And like I say, I would always go from one extreme to the other extreme. And then I always wind up back, just like they say. You stay away from slippery places and slippery people. And that's all I knew. That was the only place I felt comfortable, was around slippery places and slippery people. And I keep getting to this point, and I keep coming to this point, and I keep coming to this point. It's for the newcomer in here. You come in here, and you're going to keep coming to a point, and you're going to keep coming to a point till you finally step over that invisible line. And when I talk about stepping over that invisible line, I mean when the storm raises and when the wind blows and things get a little shaky and cloudy, you got to learn how to hold on. And you got to learn how to rock. And you begin to rock right on through them storms. Because there are going to be some storms in your life. Because how in the hell you think you're going to grow if you don't have something to grow through? See, we come in here in the beginning, it's all fun and play. You know, us girls, we come in here, damn it, we get the hairdos, get the little tight things, you know, and we're real clean. And the fellas are whispering, damn, mama, you sure look good. Then we sit over in the corner, you know, and the men are sitting there blinking, and everybody across the room, ain't nobody listening to shit. Ain't heard nothing yet. You understand me? Now, after a while, you get a little peace, and you're in love. Still ain't heard nothing. Your feelings all entwined. I heard the fellas talking out there the other day. He said there's nowhere in our basic text that say about relationships. No, they don't have it in the basic text. But you got to come in here and give yourself a chance. You a sick motherfucker, and he's a sick motherfucker. You understand me? You got to give each other a chance. You understand me? And it's going to take at least a year. It is suggested that you give yourself a year to work on you. You don't know you. You don't know what you all about. But yet you ready to mingle up with another sick motherfucker. Show me not to get hooked up to you. They don't even know how to get out of it. But we come in here to learn. See, I never had any problem out of being 13 stepped in here. Because I talk too damn much. You know, if I was in here talking everything about me, telling on me, you know I was going to tell on you, So didn't nobody dare try to 13-step me. And then when I come in here, I was so happy to be in a place like this. You know, I'm so used to being around people who talk about everybody. I want to help you to talk about every goddamn body in this room, but y'all stay out of my fucking business. That's the way I was. But when I come in here and I heard people talking about themselves like people was expressing themselves in these rooms, I had to sit up and listen, because I've never heard people talk about themselves like that. And like I told you, you know, we didn't have NA in D.C. at the time. So I was in the other 12-step meeting. And baby, the people was talking so open when I got up and I started talking about the tricks and all I done done, but the tricks. But they say release yourself and let it go. And nobody bothered me. Because I had to free myself of this garbage that was in me. And so they let me begin to free myself. And when I begin to free myself, I begin to start talking about shit I knew, shit I didn't know, shit I wanted to know, and every damn thing. You heard me, mind me, what I said. I begin to start talking. I ain't said nothing but action yet. So we get in here and we get to feeling good, we get to talking good in these damn meetings. And like I said, soon as a storm begin to blow up, then we ready. I really don't know. Let go of that goddamn wall. We're ready to run. But I'm here to tell you tonight, there is no growth without pain. And the only way out of it is you got to go through it. There is no easy way around this thing here. And you're going to have to go through some growing pains. And I tell you, like they told me, you're only going to have to do it one time. Because as you begin to grow, it's going to be more coming. Until you get to the point where when I get up in the morning, I just step right on into my program like a garment. And I just step right on out my door. Because I don't know what my God got in store for me today. Since I've been in this program, a lot of changes I have been through. A whole lot of changes. I had to push everything back. Mama, daddy, baby, husband, and everything. And begin to start going to work on Dorine. And finding out who I was, where I was, and what was my purpose in life. And all I know is that I jumped in the middle of this thing. And things begin to happen. When I come in here, I had such a false image built up in front of me that I didn't want nobody to touch. I couldn't read. I couldn't write. I couldn't spell. And I didn't know how to hold a decent conversation. If you would give me this piece of paper and you said, Dorine, read that, I said, oh, fuck you, read goddamn stuff. You don't read that dumb shit. I didn't know how to tell you. I'm sorry, but I don't know how to read. Will you help me to read this? I had too much false pride to ask for the help that I needed. But when I got in here, somebody told me to read the preamble. I said, I don't read too good. They said, that's all right, baby, we'll help you. I said, you will? They said, yeah. So I got in there, and I looked and seen all them people. And you know, when we have them false image, we so cute, we don't want people to know nothing about us. And I say that you're stupid, you're dumb, and you're illiterate when you don't know and you don't want nobody to know. You are. But when you're smart is when you don't know and you go to somebody and ask them to help you to know.
Come on now. That's it.
We got a lot of people in here like that today. They begin to help me and I begin to stammer on through the preamble. And everybody was helping me little by little by little till I begin to learn how to read the preamble. I got a job where I was working in a halfway house that I had to write up in a log. And what happened is I had to write at night down what happened through the house on my shift. And I couldn't spell too good, but I would write something down in a goddamn way. The director come to me and she told me, she says, Dorine, she said, here, I got something for you. And she gave me a little pocket dictionary. And on the inside it was inscribed to Dorine with love. She said, use it and start writing in your log an hour before time for you to get off. And that's what I did. And there was another advocate come in and said, damn, what you got there? And she picked it up and she looked at it and she seen the inscription and she said, damn, ain't that bitch trying to tell you she dumb? That bitch told you just how dumb you. You know, I wouldn't take that from that bitch. I said, oh, really? I said, is that what you see on there? I said, to me, she told me how much she loved me. And went on writing down in my goddamn yard. I began to run that goddamn house, give orders, directions. They got to talking about me so bad. Who that bitch think she is? She forgot where she come from. I said, what's wrong with these motherfuckers here? They begin, somehow or another, God must have touched me and begin to turn all that stuff around for me. They say she thinks she's so cute. I said, oh my God, what they saying? God don't identify no more. God damn, I must be doing what I got to do. And the mother began to start strutting with her chest out and walking around like I knew what I was doing. I began to start getting on my knees. I began to start praying. I began to start asking God for the help that I need. Just give me the strength. Just give me the strength that I need, Lord, just to carry this on. I remember the first thing that I ever went through with. I was going out on speaking engagement. Not in the fellowship, but for the house. And I had got so good, everybody was calling me everywhere to speak. And I, had everybody else in the background. I was keeping the background. Y'all come when I tell y'all come. When I need some help. And I had piled up on so much shit that shit got out of whack there. So I needed some help. So I went to the girls, asked for some help. They said, oh no, I got something to do. You ain't never called for nothing else. And I got pissed with them. I've been trying to do this. I've been trying to say, that's it. You've been trying. You ain't never included us in nothing. And that's why it's so important when we talk about we. Together we can. But alone, Dorine can't do nothing. So I begin to step on out there. I begin to ask for what I need and get everything I need. Like I said, I pushed my family back. I had to leave my husband because he was about one thing and I was about something else. My husband and I, we were separated for 5 years. I never even contemplated me and my husband getting back together. But I continued to work on me and do what I had to do, and he stayed out there. After 5 years, I looked up, they told me my husband had come in the program.
Come on.
After 5 years, my husband and I got back together.
Come on.
My husband just died a few years ago, and he was 14 years clean. So you can't tell me what can't happen if you only believe and keep the faith and do what you got to do for you. Because whatever belongs to you, God's got it coming to you. And he'll give it to you in his time, not in yours. What you have to do is come in this program here, get your basic text, the new house workbook, get down there and learn your steps. And I don't mean learn and read them so you come to me and say, well, you know, step one, step four, how motherfucker is you working it? And you incorporate it in your life.
Come on.
That's what I want to know. I ain't for no book totals and scripture quotas. And we have a lot of men here. Mr. NAs. Get yourself a sponsor. And like I heard the young fellas say today, get you a home group. Get you a home group so somebody can get to know your thinking ass. Go to other groups, yes. But get you a sponsor and get you a home group. Because in the home groups that we have, we got to know one another. We grew with one another. We went through a lot of changes with one another. Right. So whenever you come back with that shit again, I said, well, what happened to you the last time I had that? What did you do the last goddamn time? You said, oh, shit. Then you have a sponsor that you can sit down and talk to about anything. And the people I sponsor are my friends. They're my friends. They're the ones that I can go to. Like somebody said, I don't have my sponsors. I said, my sponsors will get on my ass in a minute. But you know what? I try to keep my shit in order. So. The way I get on their ass is goddamn, I can't have it. I don't like somebody talking to me any kind of way. You understand me? And I will get on a sucker's ass in a minute. So I do what I have to do. My husband and I, we got back together. My son and I, we got back together. I seen my whole family change since I got my life together. And I didn't go back to try to pull their one up. Because y'all told me I could not save nobody but myself. That's right. But I know one thing, we can be power of examples in here. All you got to do is do what you got to do so somebody can see you and say, there by the grace of God, if she can do it, so can I.
That's right.
I come in here today, this young lady, what's your name? Sheila was in here talking. And I've been feeling kind of low because, like I said, I just lost my husband. My husband had a heart attack. He blew out the front walls of his heart. He had 2 valves dead, one clogged up and one was just barely open. They gave him a year to live, and he lived for 5 years. But in that 5 years, we had been married over 20. And I just began to get to know that man. I'm 60 years old, and I'm just finding out what a wholesome relationship is. And I don't mean it was in the bed, rumbling up and down in the bed. God gave him and I both something in the last 5 years of his life. And in the last year of his life, my husband walked up to me, and it's for you dudes in here. And he looked at me, and he said, baby, he said, I don't know what it is. He said, but why? Why did I have to wait this long to find out how sweet life really is? He said, it is so simple and so sweet. He said, I got a good woman. He said, and I love you so much. We ain't had no sex. I ain't had no sex in 15 years. But when I walked past the man, he pat me back. The mother got a tingling sensation. Walked back the other way and give him the other.
Come on.
And also for you hot tomatoes in here, I got a stack an X-ray movies like this. I don't even bother with them no more. I don't even bother. Once in a while. My husband and I, we had not slept together in about 10 years because I have a respiratory disease. He had his room and I had my room because I snore like a mother. I blow him and anybody else up in here. And you see, I never had the luxury like a lot of you young ladies doing. I've always wanted to lay up in my man's arm and get close to him. You know how you snuggle and y'all hug in the bed. I always wanted that luxury, but I couldn't have it. Because I swear he'd kick my ass out the bed. And if we wanted some rest, one had to take one room and the other one had to take the other room. And that was all right. But I said a month before my husband died, he came back in my bed. I said, baby, I said, you know I've got to go to work. You know I'm going to be snoring like a horse tonight because I am tired. He said, baby, it's all right. I just want to get close to you. I just want to be close to you. I said, now, I don't want you to mess with me now when I get sick. I definitely don't play that. I just want to get close to you. And that's what he did. He got back in my bed. I wake up at night, he'd be standing over, looking at me like this. I said, what's wrong? He said, I'm okay. I'm all right. I just want to look at you. I just want to look at you. I just want to be close to you. I said, okay. That Saturday when I got up, I went to work for an hour. He said, you sure you coming straight back? I said, yes, I'm coming straight back, baby. When I come back home, he heard me downstairs. He come running downstairs. He said, I'm hungry. I said, what you want to eat? He said, goddamn, when I get up, you know I'm hungry. And I want to eat. I said, well, nigga, what do you want to eat, goddamn? He said, do I have a choice? I said, you goddamn right you have a choice. He's a Gemini. He said, I couldn't get you that time, could I, baby? I said, hell no, because that one I wasn't dealing with. Now, that one here, I'll deal with. So he laughed, and I fixed him some lunch. And he got up from the table, he said, damn, baby, that's the best I ever had. He said, it tastes so good. I'll show you how God works. My husband ate, he said, I'm going out in the yard for a while. I said, okay, baby. And he went out. I said, now don't go nowhere far, because I didn't want him to fall out on me. He said, I'm just going out here. I looked out in the yard, and my husband was out in the backyard walking from one end of the yard to the other. Every now and then he'd stop, and he would look up towards the heavens, and he'd shake his head. Then he'd walk back to the other corner of the yard, he'd look up at the heavens, and he'd shake his head. I come back in the living room, sit down. 10 minutes later, my husband come in the house, and he looked at me. He said, baby, he said, are you okay? I said, yes, baby, I'm fine. I said, you all right? He said, yes. He turned around and went back out the front door. Just as soon as he shut the door, he opened right back up, and he came in and he sit in on the love seat across from me. And he kept looking at me, and he kept looking at me. And I said, what is wrong, baby? Anything wrong? He just looked at me and shook his head. I said, he just looked at me and he shook his head. He held his head down and he put it back up. And he looked at me and he shook his head. And he got ready to open his mouth and he said, and his bottom lip started shaking like I've never seen nobody's lip tremble before. And that's when it hit me in my heart. And I jumped up and I run over to him and I kissed him in his eyes, his nose, his lips, and I just squares him. And I told him, I said, baby, I love you. I said, you know I love you. I said, but God loves you best. I said, so go in peace, baby. I said, because it's going to be all right. I said, so go ahead on, baby. I said, don't worry about me, because I'm going to be all right, too. And that's when he flipped right on over. And I was always afraid to be in the house that he would die on me like that. And he did. But you know what that room lit up? In such a light. And I got down on my knees and I prayed. And I thank God for giving me the chance to be there with him. I thank God for all that he has done for us. I thank God for what he has brought us through together. There's no time for a lot of this bullshit that's going on around out here. There's a lot of us walking around here sick as I don't know what, and we need each other. We need to put our arms around each other. We need to let each other know how much we love us. And we need to cut the bullshit out and get on going and doing what we got to do. My son now wants me to come down to Georgia to live with him. He got a great big home, swimming pool, everything that you could think of down there. But I'm not ready to go down to Georgia, because I don't feel like my work is through here.
Come on now.
I got a house up here, and it was my son's house. He said, that's your home as long as you want it. They trying to scare me, to get me down there. They say, well, you know, I can't get nothing fixed to the house, baby. He said, but as long as you there, say it's yours. He said, you come down here, we're going to build one down here for you. You know what? My God's going to take care of me in that house. I'm going to get a roof on my house. I'm going to get some new windows in there. And that's going to be our house. I got a friend in there now. Word to death, sick, half sick. Come on here. God damn it, come on in here with me. Your family worrying you, the kids worrying you. Come on in here. There ain't nothing but peace and love in this house here. I had another friend to come by. Tina was taking me to the hospital. He said, I didn't know this house was so peaceful and so much love in here. I said, that's all it is in this house here. There's plenty of God and plenty of love in here. I'm not going nowhere. And you can believe my God is going to provide everything for me, because he didn't bring me this far not to leave me now. They got everything that they need. And I'm just telling you, if you believe and if you keep the faith, it'll be all right. You don't have to worry about nothing. I don't care who's in this room tonight and what you're going through with. This young lady brought me about my chair today when she said, hang on in there, because it's going to be all right. You let the storms rise, the wind will blow, but just hold on and just rock right on through. Let it turn all around. Hold on. Just say, God, don't move my mountains, but just give me the strength to continue to climb. Don't take away my stumbling blocks, but just lead me all around. And I'm here to tell you, baby, that this is a miracle working program, because my God has worked some miracles in my life. And if he did it before, he'll do it again. And I know, and when you know, that 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 you know, you better know an ass, and I do know that. All you got to do, just keep the faith, and just hang on in there, and believe that it's going to be all right. And like all of us are going to have something to go through with, but it's okay. And them steps, when you get to them steps gonna work you. Like a lot of people wanna, as soon as they get in, they wanna go and make their amends. You don't make amends in men's time. You got to work them steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 to get up to. And my son and I was in here 8 years before I made amends with him. I was in here 10 years before I made amends with my mother. And when I made amends with my son, he come over to my house. Just one day out of clear blue sky, knocked on my door. He said, what are you doing, door? I said, I ain't doing nothing. He said, why don't you come over my house? I said, what? But something hit me in my heart again. And I went over to his house. His wife was out of town. And we just sit there and start talking. And this kid sit down there and he started talking to me, and he started telling me, sharing to me about his life. when I was gone. How my mother and them brought him up and how he wondered where I was and what was going on with me and what was happening with me and this and that. And I said, Lord have mercy, I had one dish. I must have washed all the thing off that dish. I kept washing that one dish. And when he got through talking, I looked up at the light. And see, you can draw strength from anywhere. You can get your power. Lord, I need you, and I need you now. And when I turned around and I looked at my son, I started sharing with him from the time that I was accused of being raped, from the time when I did get raped, all the stuff that I went through when I was young, coming up in the family and everything. And when I gave it all up to him, he looked at me, he said, you mean to tell me you've been through all that? He said, do mama and pop and them do? I said, well, I'm telling you, darling, you're the only one in the family that know it. He said, what? He said, you got to be a strong woman. He said, no wonder I love you so much. To go through what you done been through with. I said, thank you, Lord. That was in God's time. I had to go to Boston to speak. And they sent me 2 round-trip airplane tickets. I said, Mama, come on, go with me. Took my mother up there. We stayed in what's that hotel? Brand new hotel. Just opened up, you can smell the newness in it. It was so new. With the turquoise robes and shit in it, you know. You mean to tell me they treat you like this all the time when you go up and went? I said, oh yeah, and then come on, you know, open check. I said, what do you want? Order some coffee. And I went to speak at this anniversary. And when I spoke, it was God. Because I don't know what I had said. But it was for my mother. Everything I said. I had went to speak for the other program. And a lot of kids from NA was there. I'm telling you, y'all really shows up. They come with roses and big bunch of flowers into this other program thing, and they all had their own thing going over there. And baby, when I got through talking, they was giving me standing ovation. And everybody was over there holding my mother, crying with my mother, and holding her up. And I said, well, what happened? They told me how I talked about the time I'd been raped and my uncle and them had messed with me and this and that and everything. First time my mother had heard any of that. When I went back to the hotel, get down time. I know me and mama gonna get down. We're gonna talk tonight. I ordered some little hors d'oeuvres and finger stuff up in that night. Went to me shower, got on my turquoise robe. Mama was sitting out there looking at TV. I come back out to get down, sit down so we can get to talking. Mama looked at me, kept on looking at TV. Looked back at me, kept on looking at TV. And I got up, fucked up. Went in the bathroom, looked in the bathroom, I say, well, I be damn, you mean tell me she ain't got nothing to say behind all that I say? And a small, still voice come to me and said, leave it alone. You've done what you had to do. As your mother, you accept her for who she is and where she is. There you go. And I come back out of that room and I sit down. My mother got up, came over to me and kissed me. She said, you know what? She said, I am so proud of you and I love you so much. And that was it. My mother didn't need to give me no more explanation. And a lot of us in here that's current things for mama, for daddy, or whoever, you don't know their plight. You don't know what they had to go through it in order to get to where they at today or to get you where you was today. You are responsible for you today. Not mama and daddy or what they done, because you out of their thing. And all you got to do is do what you got to do. Because these people need a little sunshine in their lives too. And when I found out what my mother had to go through in bringing me, she did the best she could with what she had to do it with. And I thank God for that. And that's what a lot of us need to do. We need to start thanking God a little more, you know, and staying out of other people's shit and getting ours in order. I told you I couldn't read or write when I come in here, but I went back to school. And today, the mother is a federal parole officer assistant. Been working in the federal system for 18 years. In 2 years, I will retire with my badge. So don't tell me what can't happen. If you believe and whatever you want to do, you can do it. All you got to do is just get on up and do what you got to do. No man sits high and look low on the mother today. Nobody but the God of my understanding. And he's right here within my heart. And if I sit up and worry about what you think about me or what you're saying about me, good, honey. If that's going to keep you happy, it's all right. Because you see all this the mother got? And I'm an image breaker. You see me standing up here now. I ain't got nail damn teeth in my mouth. And don't even give a shit. Ain't looking for nothing. Because I got everything I want. Everything I want. I might not have everything I need, but I got everything I want. Because I got joy today.
Come on.
What did he say? I told Satan, get behind. Victory is mine today. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory is mine today. I told Satan, get behind. Victory is mine today. Yeah! Just walk on through with him. Because you can see Sloopwood when he comes. Yeah. And just get the humming on him. Let's see him. Let me ducking and going all around you, baby. I be riding in my car sometimes and some stinky thinking come up. I stop and pull aside. I said, all right, Sloopwood, get your ass out. My supervisor come to my door, knocked on my door, I didn't even answer. And he had the nerve to stick his key in the door. And when he did, you know where he found me? On my knees. You know, he had him close that door. And then come back and told me, I'm sorry, Dorine. I said, it's all right. It's all right. See, because I got something to get down on my knees about today. And all I'm saying, any of you all that's heavily burdened tonight, turn it over, baby. They say, how do you do that? Just give it to God. You know what you can do and what you can't do. You know, so just let it go. And just know without a shadow of a doubt that he's going to take care of it. Continue to keep coming to these programs here. Continue to keep talking to somebody. Continue to keep believing that you are okay. See, my God didn't make no junk. So I know I'm okay. So I'm going to close with this because I'm getting too damn hot up here. Child, y'all know I'm an old lady. Somebody say you're a senior citizen, you damn right. When the mother goes through them airports today, hey honey, would you get the wheelchair? Get in one of them wheelchairs and get it. You know? Well, all I can say to y'all is, nobody but you in it. Nobody but you can make me happy. Oh, yeah.